Monday night, and that means it's time for Teal the Show. We'll get you caught up on everything going on around the Jaguars, and right now, it is a lot. It is that time of year. They are knee-deep in training camp, but a little bit of a switch-up because now it is officially game week for the Jaguars. Less than a week from now, they'll get out there on the field at the bank, only home preseason game of the year against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I know a lot of folks are counting down to a chance to go watch the team take on another team, including my guy Kyle Ashley, who's hanging out with me tonight. Kyle, it has been a busy time keeping up with everything through training camp, so we got a lot of ground to cover tonight, right?
We do, hey, and I'm fired up. I know you're fired up. One guy who doesn't need anything to get him fired up, Coach Camp. We talked to him yesterday after camp. One of the guys he talked about, you know, Tyson Campbell, he's been out there making plays, and he just says he's a really good guy to coach.
I think he's a really competitive guy at the point of attack. You know, there's a guy who's had success in this league, and he loves to be coached. It doesn't matter, like, he's never really sitting still. If he's got downtime, he's doing drill work. He goes out there and tries to compete against our best players every day, challenges himself, always asking questions, and is certainly demanding of himself. You know, critical in the most positive way, watching his technique every day and trying to get better. So those are the guys you love coaching. You know what I mean? You're fortunate to have a guy like, I'm fortunate to have a guy like that.
And you like him in your scheme?
I do. Yeah, I love what he does because I think he can play with vision on the ball. He can get up there and challenge and play press. He's physical. So yeah, all facets of his game definitely apply to what we do.
Fantastic training camp. He has been rolling. I mean, Tyson Campbell and Brian Thomas Jr., they talk about iron sharpens iron. The two of them have had some absolute battles, and it has been must-see TV out there on the training camp field. Tyson, we've seen the highs, but we've also seen the injuries kind of take him down to maybe a spot where he didn't want to be in the NFL. So health has really been the only thing. If Tyson Campbell can stay healthy, he's going to have a fantastic year. This is some of the best football that I've seen Tyson Campbell play since he's been in the league, and I mean, he's been on an ascent. We know he has that elite talent, and the way he's challenging Brian Thomas Jr. out there on the field day in and day out, this dude looks ready to lock down some receivers. You got to be excited about what Tyson Campbell can do if he can stay healthy this season. There's no way around it.
Yeah, no, it's hard not to see him, you know, frustrating all the receivers out there because, like you said, he is locking them down. And he also talked after training camp, and he was asked about, you know, locking down Brian Thomas and what he sees from Travis Hunter.
Well, it's iron sharpen iron. You know, heck of a receiver. You know, Diami, we have a bunch of great receivers. So just going against them each and every day, you got to bring your A game, and that helps me. You know, mentally. You know, knowing that I can't take any days off. You know, I got to bring it each and every day and each and every play. So.
What do you learn about Travis as a receiver?
You know, just how quick he is, and you know how shifty he is, and he gets to a spot, and Trevor's able to put it anywhere, and he's athletic enough to reach out and go get it. So his ball skills are definitely something that catches your eye.
There's that term again, iron sharpens iron. I know you're a big fan of that term, Jamal, but when you see those two guys, or really Tyson against any of them, he has been playing well. I'd say he's probably won the majority of those reps right now when he's with the ones.
The offense had one really bad day at camp, and I directed it directly toward Tyson Campbell. They kept trying this dude, and he kept coming up with PBUs. This was probably a little bit over a week ago. Even the other day, just on Sunday, he gave Brian Thomas a fit out there on the field. I mean, Brian got his, but Tyson definitely won his fair share of those battles out there. So, look, Tyson Campbell's been playing fantastic, and you love his scouting report of the wide receiver room because they do have some guys that can do a lot. Brian Thomas is going to make him work. Travis Hunter is going to make him work. And even Diami Brown going to be able to make those guys work. All three of them, their skill set's just a little bit different, and that keeps those DBs on their toes even when they kind of know what they're getting ready to go against. So just think about when a team only has 1 week to prepare for a guy, what that's going to mean for that. So you got to love it. You got to love the challenge, and we're going to get a chance to see those guys match up against another team coming up on Saturday against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Coming up next, we will continue to kind of look at what we got as we count down till that game. We'll play a little bit of Teal or No Teal right after this quick break as we continue through Teal the Show. All right, welcome back here into Teal the Show. All right, we are starting that countdown into game week preparation, but to cover a little bit of ground, we got to play a little bit of Teal or No Teal here. Kyle, I know you got some stuff planned for us. What we got to cover tonight?
I do. So, and this is kind of a little different, Teal or No Teal. We do have maybe just one question, but it is a bit of a loaded question. So I guess really what I need you to Teal or No Teal on is whether we should be nervous about Trevor Lawrence or not. Now, I know, like, he's played well in the scrimmage. He played well yesterday. 20 of 28, 3 touchdowns on Friday, 11 of 18, 4 touchdowns and an interception yesterday. But from me, and now I'm just a guy, but when I'm out there, I don't see like, oh, he looks different. Now, no disrespect to Trevor Lawrence. If there's anyone that wants to see Trevor Lawrence succeed, it's me. Who's got 2 thumbs and loves Trevor Lawrence? This guy. But when we're out there, I don't know if I'm seeing like that next step, that next level. Now, I know he was on Pardon My Take, and he says that this is his year. He's primed for a great season. How do we know, or if we know so far, if that's what's to come?
Look, I think you got to wait until you see it, right? It's one of those things where you know if it's going to happen when it happens. But should you be worried about him? I don't think so. Look, I think Trevor is going to be just fine in this offense. If we start going back through Trevor's NFL career, and you hate to make excuses, but there's a reason why you can kind of write off just about most of the time, whether it be injuries last season, injuries the year before that, the Urban Meyer season. We start writing off a lot of that. And then when you start taking off those ones where you say, okay, well, injuries or Urban Meyer or the dysfunction around him or whatever it may be, you see that there's a lot of really good football that was played there. I fundamentally believe right now that this offense, this coaching staff, this supporting staff is probably one of the best ones that he's had in his career around him, and that this is going to set him up to be in the best opportunity to be successful and take that step that he's had as a pro. Now, obviously, he's got to stay healthy because we've had back-to-back years where injuries have really played a role. So that is something, but that's also partially on the offensive line for letting them get beat up that bad, right? So they've made some improvements along the offensive line. You got a guy like Brian Thomas, who ranked in the NFL top 100, looks like a guy who's poised to take another big step in his career. Plus, you add in Travis Hunter, who I think universally is believed that he's going to be phenomenal. I think that Trevor is in a really good situation. I'm not concerned. I think even when we're out there, like if we go through and tally up, and training camp stats are just that, they're training camp stats. It's practice. He's thrown 3 interceptions. One of them was his fault. The other 2 were literally tip passes that, yeah, it goes on his stat sheet, but what's he going to do, right? One of them went through a receiver's hands. The other one got tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Those plays are going to happen.
That's going to happen out there. He has been absolutely cerebral. Just Sunday, I mean, this guy was layering passes just out of the reach of defenders and through guys, through tight windows. And some of them weren't caught, but that's still fantastic throw. The arm talent is there. I don't think anybody's ever questioned that. There are some things that he's got to clean up, and I think Liam Cohen and company know that, but I'm not concerned about Trevor. I understand why people are. My expectation is that if everything goes as we kind of view it, by the end of the year, I think right now, if we probably rank the quarterbacks, Trevor's probably somewhere around 15 in that range, right? I think by the end of the year, it's easy 12, top 10 maybe, somewhere in that range. I think we'd be talking about him from 10 to 12, which is where you need him to be if the Jaguars are going to be good. So I expect that this offense is going to be quarterback friendly, especially when you can get a running game going. Or quarterback's best friend is a good running game. So, look, I'm not concerned. I know a lot of people out there will be, but I'm not.
I guess I just have a little Jaguars quarterback trauma. So
you've been hurt before.
Give me a break. But like I said, I want to see him succeed. He has looked good. It's just that one thing that's like, oh, he's looking different. But we actually haven't seen a game. Coach Cohen said like he looked awesome, so that gives me some more confidence. I just wanted to know where you were at in terms of Trevor.
Look, it's one of those things that when the games are played, then all of a sudden you can say, look, now he's done it, and everybody will take that deep breath and relax. Like, oh, wow, we didn't have to worry about it. I get it. It's practice. You've been hurt before between Jaguars quarterbacks. It's one of those things where you really don't know what to expect. But, look, this team, I think they're built right. I think the offense is set up. I think Trevor's ready to take another step. Now, obviously, week 1 against the Panthers, that's the only one that matters. Preseason football, honestly, is just that. It's preseason football. Training camp practices are just that. It's training camp practices. But you got to kind of look at the whole picture that's around him. And you start thinking, well, Brian Thomas, you like him? Okay, Brian Thomas is really good. So this is probably going to be the best receiver that Trevor Lawrence has played with, right?
Yeah.
I mean, okay. So then you say Travis Hunter. We feel pretty good about Travis Hunter. Okay, would you take Travis Hunter right now, haven't seen him play a football game, or would you take Christian Kirk when the Jaguars signed him? Pick one.
I guess I'd take Hunter.
Okay, so now you've said that Trevor Lawrence has the 2 best receivers that he's ever played with. just like that, right? Okay, so the setup is just different. The pieces around him are just different, and just that simple. You start selling yourself on, oh, maybe he is in a pretty decent situation.
So we'll say no Teal, not concerned. I can live with that.
There we go. Look, I think it's that simple. I'm not that concerned about it, but obviously we'll see how the pieces come together. So we've got a preseason game set up for Saturday, and we've got some special Jaguars coverage set up for you. That's going to happen for each home game, including this Saturday. So rather than tailgating, we're going to tailgate. We're bringing it back. We're moving a little bit, though. We're going to be hanging out with everybody at the slab, so the tailgate will be televised on Saturday, 5 p.m. Come hang out with us here on Channel 4. We'll get you all the tailgate vibes, the energy, and try and get you ready for kickoff. Kickoff for that game is set for 7. We'll wrap up at 6 o'clock and give you plenty of time so you can get all settled in and ready for a little bit of preseason football. I think this is going to be a really fun time. We'll try and get some fans involved. We'll play some games. It'll be all of the tailgate energy with a little bit of Teal blended in there, right?
Those Teal vibes. Also, after the game, if you have anything you want to say, we got a new thing going on. It's the Duval dial-up. So whether you're happy with the Jags, mad with the Jags, we want to hear what you got to say. So you can give us a call. That number's on your screen there. The Duval dial-up, whichever way you want to say it. We want to hear from you. And Jamal, what do you think? You think we're going to get a positive call first or a negative call first?
Hey, who knows? Look, positive, negative, we want to know what you think. We've been trying to make sure that we have that open line of communication with Jaguars fans, right? Whether it's the mailbags or the Duval dial-up that we now have set up. We want to know what Jaguars fans think. This is your show. This is your team, and we want to make sure that we hear what you have to say out there. So we'll play some of those here and throughout our coverage here on Channel 4 and even have them hanging out with us over on social media. All right, that'll pretty much do us for Teal the show for tonight. We'll be back here on Friday, and we'll really be in game prep mode by then because then we'll be less than 24 hours out, right? All right, we appreciate you hanging out with us here on Monday night's episode of Teal the Show. And hopefully you'll be back here Friday night, 11:20, same time. Mark the calendar, set the record, set those DVRs, and come hang out with us and get ready for everything that is going on around the Jaguars. Good night, everybody.